rise and shine. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the most is Marquis Saint. And every morning I get up and I'm blessed to be alive. And this morning is no different. You are blessed to be alive too. Yeah, I'm gonna let you just get it. Let's get into it, shall we? This morning, I am talking about our mentals, yo. We're gonna get into this morning. Let's just get into it. I'll do it right here. If you're getting this message, that means you've shared, and subscribed to a life of giving and being better and um, making your reality better through your own mindset. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about this morning. Wow, this makes me look half and half. If you're getting this message, go ahead, share it with a friend. We're going to get into it. And somebody, cue the intro. Uh, yeah. So, this last month, your boy Saint's been in here in his mind in a depression. I inherited it from a situation that caused me a lot of trauma. I also added to the trauma, and that's something that I have to acknowledge, right? Inside of our brains, what roles do we play in our own suffering, and what roles do we play in our own recovery? And yesterday, it really dawned on me that I could just sit, right? This is how depression works, or works for me, that I could just sit and let another day go by because I feel a certain type of way, or I can get myself up out of my situation, change the frame. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. Got off my ass and couch and emotions and went to Magic Convention, around business, around people that were already moving forward. Now, do I believe that those people that were there were without conditions, mental or emotional conditions, from their home, from their situations, from their daily life? Of course not. Everyone has situations that they're going through, but the productive people, the people that decide to create their own reality and create their own fortitude, is who is showing up. And because I did show up, it's happened to me multiple times, but I'll say it again. When I was out there on the curb having no money, I had a choice to just walk towards the money where everybody's at, all the billionaires, business owners, big huge companies, and let my mind, I could walk the streets or I can walk inside the convention center. The choice is surely up to me. The trauma is still the same, right? Whatever trauma I'm going through, it's still the same. It hasn't changed. What has changed and will continue to change is our mindset. The ability for us to adjust, even in the worst scenarios, is amazing to me. The human condition can go through so many horrible things like abortion or holocausts or all sorts of things that we can endure and unfortunately have endured to become our own reality. And that's a reality that we can live in inside of our heads, with our egos, with our emotions, and say, this is okay for me. This is my reality. I'm okay with having this reality. That's a protection mechanism, right? Like, we're building protection mechanisms since we were children. How did our 6 year old, 4 year old, 5 year old self deal with drama and trauma to be able to suffice ourselves to this day? Is about the same way we're going to respond to situations. And then that's where our reality is. If our brain tricks us into believing that something's extremely hostile, or we have to, I don't know, go after it, we're going to respond that sort of way, or other sort of ways, right? We can respond with hostility, we can respond with freezing, and we can respond with flighting. And there's so many of us that don't know what door we're going to choose because we're so emotional that we run to it. And what I'm saying is that while you're being emotional, or while you're being inside of your head, let me give you this break for your mentality, that you can reset it, right? Like, I'm not completely over my depression, and I'm not completely over, I'm not done mourning yet, mourning the loss of my son and my child and a baby that I was looking forward to. This is going to take me a while. But what also is happening is that my life keeps going on. The sun keeps on rising, conventions keep on coming, and more opportunities keep coming along. So my question comes to you is, what's it going to take for us to get our mindsets right, so we don't waste future plans, future time, because all we have is the now. The trauma's already happened. It's in the past. How long are we going to beat ourselves up over the past? How long are we going to be inside of our head just whipping ourselves over things of the past? I call it cycling. It's like being on a Ferris wheel. Like you're bothered about one thing, but you're cycling to the next thing that bothered you that's already happened, and the next thing, and you start traumatizing, catastrophizing, and building that wheel up to spin faster than what you intended it to. This is happening to me a lot of times, and I know it's probably happened to you. These are the things that we can do it in our lives that are, it's like, why can't we do this on a regular basis? Why can't we see the forest through the trees? Why do our brains equipped for cycling and relapsing and going over and over and over in scenarios when it could be in the reality of that it's the 1% of our emotions is affecting our perception. It's our actions from now that keeps affecting the scenario. So we keep reliving scenarios that have already happened is a choice. And a strong mind, someone that has their mindset properly together, will see that it's not, the mistake has already happened. Now it's time for the lesson, right? So I could keep beating myself over and over. I'm gonna use my scenario because I don't know what your scenario is, but I can beat myself over and over for the one argument I had right before New Year's that made me lose my child. Or I can see that I've learned the biggest lesson of my life is to control my ego and not let people get a hold of me and get me in argument scenarios. This is what I'm going to spend my time on. That's the lens, the perception lens, coming down to a focal point and staying focused. Like, okay, well, now that didn't work. Are we going to sit and just stand on it and go, well, that didn't work? Or are we going to be the next smartest monkey and figure out how it can work? And that's when I know my mind's being healthy. If it sits there and stays idle, and I know you know what I'm talking about, then I'm just going to just sit there, beat myself up, say I'm the worst human being alive. That's all my ego. I fucked up so bad I'll never redeem myself, as if there's never going to be a future, as if there's never going to be a new plan, as if my life ended. My life didn't end with my son's life. No, I owe it to him to be the best father that I can be. Did I want the abortion? Of course I didn't. Did I get a choice? Of course I didn't. And on that note, I do get a choice of being in my own proper mentality, to be the man, the father that I wanted to be, and not stop my goals because of a tragedy, to not stop my mentality because of a tragedy. So if the drama comes up, know that a lesson is coming. You're going to have to pay for it in spades, right? Like it's not just cash that you have to pay for. Like I said before, I've lost the whole back of my shop and all my equipment, and the guy called it tuition. Well, a lot of people don't want to go to school. They don't want to learn themselves. It's too hard of a process to expose one's dark side, to work on your weaknesses. This is something like a reason why most people don't go to college, right? Like they just don't want to apply themselves to a new form of logic or knowledge. And that's exactly what's happening for me. I'm going back for digital marketing over at UNLV. It's a pretty expensive class. They want $14,500. Like, did you have to get the $500 too? I guess so. So, as we do these things and we do them ourselves, we can make our own reality. And that's something that's very powerful, that we can get inside of our minds and make our minds work for us than against us. And that's been the hugest thing of me and Saints Addiction, has been able to keep my mind off the addictions and the bad habits, because obviously I was going to put in effort. I was going to be woken up. I was going to be alive. I wanted to put in the effort. And that's exactly what's happening, is to change my reality, I had to put in work. And that work was sometimes just going for the morning walks, sometimes going to conventions like yesterday, and uplifting my soul literally from the ground up, because I've been devastated. I peeled my face off in trauma, and now I have to be a shining light again. I need to find that light again. And I didn't know how I was going to do it until I put in some work yesterday. And honestly, by putting in the work, it's actually helped me see through the drama and the trauma and say, life moves forward. And if you allow yourself, with the strength of your mindset, to move forward and know that it's already happened and all you have is the now. And that's transformed and changed my whole life. So I hope you stay blessed today. Peace, love, and chicken grease, as we always say over here. Chigathon, that means goodbye but not forever in Finnish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe, or change your mindset and make yourself a better person. Make yourself. It's your morning marijuana motivation. Enjoy the bota. I'll enjoy the basic. Ciao.